Hello! Welcome, everyone. Hello to AJ's Battle Reports. I am happy to finally get to the table. Bolt Action 3rd edition. It's here. This is the first time we're going to try out a brand new edition of one of our favorite tabletop games. Most certainly our absolute favorite historical war game system, Bolt Action.
Yeah.
From Warlord Games. So, Jay, if you can tell us what is different about 3rd edition.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of different things in 3rd edition, but a lot of it's the same. They cleaned up a lot of the rules. There's not a lot of counting for or different penalties for shooting. That has changed. One of the biggest things that's changed is how you put your forces together. I think that's
the army list. So not only did they sort of streamline some of the individual rough edges here and there, but also in this rule book, and let's see if I can get an overhead cam.
Go to
it's kind
180
of a card cam here,
like 181, 182.
Yeah, 182. So this is this rule book here. You can get it. You can get it now. $60 with an AngryJoe code. Great. Look at all of these full color pages. Some of the units painted. All sorts of good stuff here. Look, there's some example army lists. Freaking awesome. Some great artwork from some historical artwork right there. Basically all the rules. It's a massive rule book, but it's only a certain segment. So you've got actually like the first 40 or 50 pages is actually like historical
a lot
stuff.
of history.
This is history. This is actual war stuff. What happened in the war. And then once you get past the first 50, then you get to the actual rules. What do you need? Tape measure, dice. And we've got some special dice, penny markers, the order dice. And then comes the rules.
The rules are $50.
$50.
Yeah,
nice.
$50.
So it's $50, and we're giving you a % off code. And then you have army lists at the back of the book. This will give you all the different armies in the game, kind of just starter armies. And then eventually, as they go along, each individual army will be fleshed out even more with their own individual books.
Yeah.
Okay, so 3rd edition mainly changes the way we build the armies. Now, previously it was hard to put in a ton of tanks.
Yeah.
You would really only have like one,
maybe
two. You'd
Yeah.
have to do multiple platoons, and some people are like, I don't like to play multiple platoons.
Right, 'cause
let's just play one platoon.
Yeah.
And then you're restricted to one tank. And so it's like, okay, the most fun thing to play with, these
Are the big tanks.
Big tanks, and Bolt Action 2nd edition wouldn't let you do that unless you had massive point values and multiple platoons. But you'll see now that my list, I'm only using 1,000 points, which is not very many points when you were thinking about 2nd edition, and I have 3 tanks.
Right.
So that's impossible previously.
Yeah.
And how many
no
tanks
way.
do you have, Jay? You're playing Russia by the Russians.
I have 5 tanks.
5 tanks. Jay brings 5 tanks. Oh, my God. But they're lower quality tanks and lower quality infantry. So, yes, the Russians and the Americans never fought. But, hey, we're just showing off the system. When you go to
they almost did.
They almost came to blows. They didn't like each other very much.
If Patton would have had his way, they would have.
Yeah. But in tournaments, what you'll find is, armies will face each other.
Yeah, and it's more about playing the game and not really getting too crunchy with which forces are going.
Me and Jay like to do normally like historical stuff.
Historical, but
Jay hasn't played the Russians.
I have all these cool Russian tanks, and I never get to play them. But now 3rd edition lets me play all of those tanks.
So that's why you're rolling out with them.
That's why I wanted to play
Now,
with
you can't see our tanks here because they're just off screen. We've lined them up, all of our forces just off screen. And the reason for that is because we're doing a meeting engagement. So when you play this game, you'll roll the dice to see what type of mission, how the forces, sometimes there's there's fog of war. Sometimes your forces are already deployed on the battlefield. What we rolled is a headquarters destruction mission. So if you'll note, here is my headquarters. The American headquarters is right here. The Russian headquarters, the Soviets, are right here. So we need to get there, plant satchel charges on it, and blow it up. And we wins. And if he comes over here, plants satchel charges on mine, blows it up, he wins. Right now, all of our forces are not on the field, so they'll slowly start to come on in first wave.
And then, that's another thing about 3rd edition. The battle scenarios are different. So in previous editions, you only had, 12 different scenarios that you would always run through. And a lot of times you play a scenario enough, you'll get so familiar with it, you know how to kind of do everything. And okay, I know to do this over here, do that over there. But in this one, they're always going to be different because you're rolling for each different thing.
Nice, yeah. So it's modular in the sense that there's lots of different combinations and, pathways to new and fresh games.
So there's 3 basic categories. You got your victory conditions, your deployment zones, and then your deployment type.
Okay.
Yeah, so we went with demolition, we went with long edges, and then we went with meeting engagement.
All right, and so the setup process, since none of us are actually deployed on the board, you still can put out infiltrators.
Yes.
So Jay brought 1 sniper, and he has placed his sniper inside the 2nd floor of this building. I have 1 sniper, and I've placed it in the 2nd floor of this building. So we're going to see a sniper battle right off of the bat. And Jay has a 2nd unit of Soviet scouts. What is that, a 5-7-man team, something like that? 7-man team over here, and he's already deployed on the board. So I got to be aware of that. All right.
All righty.
So let's begin.
You want to do our sponsors?
Yeah. So here, I can't wait to show you guys. So we have a brand new sponsor to show off on this stream. And I can't wait to share with you because these are so cool. It's what we use constantly every minute of every second of a tabletop game. And now we have the best in the industry. So let me have them share their story with you. Let's check them out, our sponsors.
Whoa. Are those your dice?
Okay, relax. These dice are fine.
Fine. You have spent hundreds of dollars and countless hours perfecting your army, and your dice are merely fine?
Okay, well, what makes your dice so freaking special?
You mean these from Baron of Dice? It could be the high-quality resin, hand-mixed into thousands of color and logo combinations that match any possible army design. It could be the absence of microbubbles and imperfections that ensure balanced dice. Plus, they look sweet. Your army deserves no less.
I've been such a fool. I've just been rolling any dice I can find for years.
One does not simply roll dice. Take the initiative and get your game on at Baron of Dice today.
So these are our brand new dice. I'm going to show them off to you here on our green screen cam. So these are up on the website right now, and you can get, so it's like, I've had people say, hey, Joe, where can I buy your dice? Well, I had them custom made years ago, and, I lost contact with that. Now we have an actual high-quality manufacturer that will manufacture our dice and send them out to you with the Angry Army logo on it and everything. Jay, show yours off.
And if you want really good dice, I have the blue ones over here. Brand new, that roll 6s all the time.
So they come with these little tin cans here. And then you look here, mine, I went with red and black and white because that's the Angry Joe colors. And if you look, Jay, pick them up and put them in your hand. Yeah. Notice how my dice are rounded corners. So there's so many customizations that you can do. Jay prefers his dice
I like the square ones.
Yeah, the square edges. I like my rounded edges. I don't know. I just like the rolling a little bit better. They roll more. Jay's will stop right there on there. So check this out. I love the tins. It's all super high quality stuff. and that is up on the website right now. So let's get started with my fancy new dice, and hopefully they will roll well for me in this game and be the reason for American victory. Let's go. So, bolt action. You draw a dice from the bag.
Unit activation, yep.
Unit activation, and whatever colored dice, is the first one that goes. So here we go. It is Americans. America. So we forgot to do a turn one summary. We were so excited playing the new edition. I'm just going to kind of summarize turn one. Turn one, the snipers traded with each other and both missed.
You're better. Here we go.
2 miss.
Alrighty.
Yay.
I used all my 6s up last game.
All right, well, my sniper survives, and guess what he's going to do?
It's like, I know where you're at now.
Return fire, return fire. We see the enemy sniper. Here we go. I didn't roll the exact same as you did. Son of a gun. We're having a sniper battle.
We're waving at each other.
Basically, Jay's infantry, that squad moved up behind the trees. That tank came up and fired at the sniper, and the sniper actually got some cover saves, so that was a new mechanic. Then that tank came up, took some shots at my tank. These 2 tanks rolled up here and took a shot at my Hellcat.
4. Got it. All right, so take a pin. To whatever my die roll is, going against your armor of 7. All right, so here we go. So that's a 9 to your armor of 7. All right, but you have cover save. So you roll a, it's going to be soft cover because we'll say this is intervening. So you're going to be on a 5-up. If you roll a 5-up, nothing happens. And
cool.
We move on.
No.
We go to the vehicle damage chart, and I roll again. A 4 is destroyed.
Now my Hellcat actually got penetrated by 1. I returned fire and destroyed one of theirs. So I guess the first one came up and he missed.
Miss. God damn.
Whoo! Whoo! Scary.
Ugh.
Then my Hellcat fired and destroyed. Then that tank came up and destroyed the Hellcat. Yeah, that's how it happened. All right, and then my infantry moved up next to my headquarters, protecting it here. I also got a bunch of American infantry in the barn there. And that was the end of turn 1, and we will show you turn 2. Okay, now at the end of turn 2, you should have seen, and turn 1, you saw all those pin markers on a bunch of things. What my forward observer did was call in the American air power, and we flew a P-38 Lightning in here, and it targeted that tank, and I put the, the targeting system to where it strafed pretty much all of his infantry, and it did so many pins to all of the infantry out in the open, and then ended up destroying its actual target with tons and tons of peppering, 50 cal shots.
Now you roll a d6 for what kind of aircraft comes in?
2.
2. So strafing fighter, and this will probably do it anyway.
6 and a 4.
So was that 7? So 7 hit. So 7 hits against armor. So the 3s don't do anything, but everything else is a regular damage.
Well, I think that thing is dead. Let's go roll these one at a time.
Yeah, you roll about one at a time.
5.
Yeah, he's dead.
And it was freaking awesome, and that devastated Jay. Pretty much that might have been it. However, if I rolled a 1, then he would have been a rookie pilot, and then Jay could have placed the targeting and strafed all my guys. So that's the risk that you run there. Okay, so going back and forth again, the This tank got immobilized by one of these tanks. And I took a shot over here, missed. Miss. These guys came up and
they
fired
killed the sniper.
and killed the observer. Then the machine gun from the tank, I think, finished off the sniper.
And then he took a shot over back at you and missed.
Yeah, I missed with that.
And then he came up and fired at you with the
This
Hellcat.
tank
and
right
missed.
here came up at the immobilized Hellcat and missed.
Yeah.
I rallied my Hellcat, so it's ready to return fire. I moved, like I said, moved and fired over there. Moved these guys into the forest. A really effective turn was firing these guys out there and wiping the squad because they were shriekers, which are
Conscripts.
like really, really
Horrible
low
troops.
infantry quality conscripts. And they said, to hell with this, we're out of here. And same thing with these guys.
Yeah.
These guys opened fire on that squad.
Got the other squad of shriekers.
Yeah. But very, very effective here on the left flank. The Russian scouts, all with submachine guns, poured a ton of fire in here and killed 3 Americans. The cover really saved them because there was like 12 hits.
Yeah.
But lucky the 4+ new cover system, which I really, really like, saved their
Looking
ass.
for horse. All right. Good hit.
That
Good
is
hit,
a
good hit.
really, really good hit.
12 hits.
Are you okay?
12 fucking hits. Oh.
Wow. Those scouts are ready to go. And they all have submachine guns. 1 pin.
Yeah, 110. This one wasn't so bad. So good. All right, so 5 cover saves. But your cover saves are 4 up.
Because of the
Hardcover.
hardcover
basically.
barn.
So you save 2.
2 save.
3 guys die.
So in 2nd edition, there are no cover saves. And I've always wanted cover saves. I said, I'd love to have
Yeah,
cover
that's
saves.
why
they added it. That's really sweet.
They added that,
3 guys are
but they
dead.
took away all those other modifiers for shooting. Yeah.
So let's see. The NCO.
You want to keep the
You
NCO
wanna
and the
keep
bars.
the NCO and the bars, so 3 rifles go
Yeah.
down. So that is it. Sorry about the confusion and missing turn 1 and having to do it later, but this is how the battlefield is working out. And I think it's turning in the Americans' favor, mainly because of the infantry quality problem with the Russians. They may have the number of shots, but Jay wasn't able to capitalize off that, rolling a bunch of 2s on his tank shots to get rid of my tanks. My tanks are still around. I got 1.5 tanks. So let's see what happens at the end of turn 3. All right, at the end of turn 3, I was unable, unfortunately, to destroy that particular tank with the Hellcat. The Hellcat took a shot. It blocked it. Jay rolled like a 1 or a 2 on the penetration.
Something good.
Oh, a 1.
Take a pin. Take a pin, though. Yeah, exactly.
In the battle between my Sherman and that older Soviet tank, we blew it to smithereens.
T-26.
T-26, we blew that up. I put more infantry in the bushes in the forest and just poured fire into that squad. And surprisingly, I think only 2-3 guys may have died.
Damn, 3?
3 kills.
All right, so cover saves. I'm just in light cover from the woods. So I need 5s or 6s.
5s or 6s. No way! Those guys are crazy. Oh, don't you love the new cover system?
Yeah, I do.
All right, well, they survive. Next dice. One guy dead from this and one guy dead from that.
No, just one guy dead. 'Cause
One
I
guy
saved-
dead total.
he hit-
Oh yeah, you did the
saved.
miraculous
Yeah, I was
3
saving.
saves.
Yeah.
So Jay's loving the cover saves just as much as I am, because man, it is totally survivable and SMGs, and I'm really seeing a tactic of SMGs being the way to go if you can get it in cover, and just move up from cover to cover. Sniper took a shot at the open-topped Hellcat, put a pin on it. These light machine guns took out the forward observer in the bottom floor, but the forward observer already called in the airplane, so the airplane is on its way. It should show up at the beginning of turn 4, and I think turn 4 should probably pretty much determine the winner. So let's go to turn 4. Okay, so to see if the airplane comes in, here we go. Damn it, it was trying its best.
Next turn.
Next turn, the aircraft, he cannot find the target. This pilot did not follow instructions. However, no worries because I have my Sherman here. Yeah, the Hellcat is probably the smarter move because that machine gun tank is not really a threat to that. So here we go. First, we have to roll and just roll low to clear these dice. And that's a good enough, low enough roll, but it only removes one of the pin, right?
Right.
Okay. Now we make the shot.
Yep. So you're 4 or better.
Miss. Damn.
All right, fire. 3 to hit. Gotcha.
Uh-oh.
4 plus 4. Here we go. Yeah, that did it.
Shit. Penetrated.
So actually, it's a 6 because I hit you from the side. And it's 3 over, so that's 2 dice on the chart. So first dice, I think that's immobilized again.
However, when you double immobilize, you die.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's it. Just roll the second dice, please.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that is the actual.
That's definitely did.
Boom. Shit. Fuck. I had a chance right there. Darn. Okay, well, I can back up, and then I'll do the turn to present you my front armor, and then fire. There it is.
Yeah, you're good.
And now penetration.
Anything but a 1.
It's like 7. Oh, that penetrates
that's
3
twice.
Over, so 2 on the
chart.
On the chart here.
Yeah.
Well, 1 would have done nothing.
Crew stun.
Crew stun. 6 would have done the absolute destruction. And that is game right there.
Yeah, I call it right there.
I think.
Yeah, I can't. Only thing I have is these guys with anti-tank grenades.
Oh.
That's the only thing that can do anything to you.
Yeah.
But they're up against 3 squads, and they're not
Yeah, there's 3 American squads. 1 in the barn and 2 in the forest.
Only thing I will say,
they have a platoon commander as well that can snap 2 if they try to get smart with us.
The only thing I would say is that with 2 rounds left, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think it would be a draw because we both didn't destroy each other's.
Interesting. For the headquarters?
Yeah.
But all right, good game, Jay.
Good game. It's fun.
Right. Yeah, definitely. Okay, let's talk about it. Let's go to discussion. 3rd edition, Jay. What did you think?
I like it. I like it a lot better. I mean, at first I was apprehensive. I didn't want to change the rules the way I knew them. But
because you run tournaments in this.
And I was like, I don't want change. I don't want
This
change.
is faster paced. It was only. That's exactly what I asked for.
Yeah.
I asked for 2 hours. It's 2 hours. Yeah. And plus, we were playing our first time in a long time.
Right.
So if we were veterans, this would have been an hour and 30 minutes.
If that,
now you're talking about spearhead length, and we love spearhead.
Yeah.
So, guys, wow. I really do like 3rd edition. I am noticing with the cover saves, do you think, Jay, in your opinion, because you're a little bit more of a veteran in bolt action than I am, that it makes the infantry even more survivable than they were?
Most definitely. Most definitely.
So,
yeah.
Okay. So terrain placement is going to be king in the game, honestly. You can win or lose off of how you place the terrain.
Yeah. Unit placement.
And unit placement.
Yeah, just being in the right spot and knowing what's coming at you.
That's a double-edged sword. I like it and I hate it because I feel like, oh man, something got shot off the table because I didn't, I didn't hide it appropriately behind something, or there just wasn't any buildings and forests that I could reach because of my side of the table. Well, so that's a love-hate relationship for me.
Well, the other thing we didn't even really look at was HE. HE is devastating to stuff in buildings and cover and stuff.
Yeah.
You don't get all that cover safe stuff.
Yeah, shut the music off for
know.
a second. And so that's our list building.
Yeah.
Making sure that, you have combined arms.
Right. Very
We
much so.
decided to go full tanks.
Full
so
tank,
you
yeah.
did 5 tanks, I did 3 tanks. You had 4 light tanks and a machine gun tank.
Yeah.
Maybe in the future we would have grabbed 1 HE,
Some
1
artillery,
transport, maybe artillery.
yeah, maybe a couple
and the list
transports,
bidding
yeah.
now allows for that.
Yeah, it opens it up to everything. I mean, you can have 4 artillery pieces if
Yeah.
you wanted.
So-
it's crazy.
I had previously, when I played bolt action, the first time getting used to the intricacies of bolt action, and at least I didn't like it at first. I would have gave it a 7 out of 10. I liked it, but 7 out of 10 is really high. And then over time, as we started playing the
grows on you,
breadth,
yeah.
it grows on you. It's amazing. It went up to like an 8. My first impression with the 3rd edition is not only have the rules been sped up and cleaned up, that gets you a whole extra point from me.
Mm-hmm.
So, that 7 would have been an 8. And then the army list building, I think, is a whole nother point. Now, I don't know about balance. Has the community been able to break the game to where it's like, well crap,
see,
I don't know if this army list thing works.
That's another thing they were in consideration of was the
spam.
hardcore spam tournament players.
Yeah.
Or even just the players that want to break
Remember,
the list.
in Warhammer 40,000, they limit you to taking 3
Yeah.
units of a single type. There's no limit like that
No,
right here, right?
But they what was a big problem was like Stewart spam. So
I
they
was
were-
about to say, why don't I just pick 5 American Stewards
because
and just
you know
move
what?
them up the field?
The machine guns are half now on mounted machine guns.
Half the number of dice?
Yes.
So you're not rolling 14 dice?
Yeah, you're only rolling 7.
All right, so they thought of it.
And then
but still, I'm wondering.
Flamethrowers
Yeah.
are
not
not
as
as good.
crazy?
Yeah,
So
they
balancing.
go out a lot easier.
Mm-hmm.
If you fire a flamethrower, you as the firer get
Mm-hmm.
pinned too.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Interesting.
So,
Interesting.
Yeah, they've looked at a lot of things that were kind
So
of
then
broken
I
and
might
kinda
be
tweaked it a little bit
willing
more.
to give them an extra point in army building if I know that it is balanced and it's not overly
Yeah.
broken in tournaments. So that goes from 7, 8, 9. You're you're at a 9 out of 10. I think they took the awesome bolt action system and made it even better. They sped it up, army building's better, and streamlined the rules.
Yeah.
I think I'm at a 9 out of 10. What are you at?
I'm always at a 10. This was what
I knew you
This
were
is like-
2nd edition. You were at a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
And then this
is-
you're at a 10 out of 10.
This was
I get
this
it.
is my #1 game.
You love it.
My close second, is 40K.
Mm-hmm.
But 40K has so many problems, but you still
Yeah.
love it. But this one, there's no problems, and unfortunately, historicals get a bad rap, but historicals
I
never
don't know
get.
why I don't think they do. I don't think historicals get a bad rap.
They do. I don't
Why?
know why. You tell me.
They're just not
know-
as popular because they're niche of a
Right.
niche. I mean, it's not as exciting as the 40K universe and this and that. But honestly, I like this rule set better. When I'm making those single die rolls for tanks,
Yeah.
there's so much tension and theme
There is.
in it
There
that
is.
it's
There's a
like
lot.
back and forth that
Yeah.
you can win and lose a game
Yeah,
on
I
that.
mean, we were shooting at it. We're like,
Yeah. It's
oh.
like that classic,
Yeah.
whoa, and then you got triple cover saves,
Yeah.
oh, and then there's not the excessive amount of re-rolls that there is in like a Warhammer 40K, which I cannot stand. You're spending more time rolling handfuls of 80 dice than you are the tactics and strategy and positioning of your units. And
then-
I prefer a lower amount of die rolls that have more impact on the
Right.
game.
And then
And that's what bolt action
is
is.
so much easier. Grab the starter set real quick.
Yeah.
That thing that's
So much easier to get into, yeah.
that's the full 2-player starter set, and it's
Mm-hmm.
$68.
$68 and you're ready to go. The only
got
thing it doesn't
two
have.
two armies, terrain,
Two armies, terrain,
rule books, dice,
Rule book, dice.
counters. Everything.
That's bad. That it's only missing one thing: the full rule book.
Right, right.
You know, the hardcover, tons and tons
Yeah,
of
but this is
fluff
the,
and
the,
stuff.
the starter.
Yeah,
you
starter
know.
rule book. But yeah, that's really good. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I love bolt action. Bolt action is back in a really big way. 2024, it's never been a better time to try bolt action. Off discount for pretty much anything, right?
Right.
So if you want that $50 rule book to get you going, or that starter set right now for $68, something like that.
And if for some reason the KISS discount code is not working, that's all right. The guys at the customer service, Lorenzo and Craig, and
send them an email.
send them
We're not sponsored by them.
Yeah.
We just play bolt action a lot, and we talk to them, and we got that % off for you guys. If you're interested in getting into historical gaming or tabletop gaming, I think bolt action is a lot easier to get into than 40K.
Yeah.
All right, guys, and cheaper.
And that guy John, he wears cowboy hats or takes other people's cowboy hats. Yeah,
John, yes.
Give
John,
him
we love you,
drop
John.
him a.
We love you, John. All right, guys, have a good one. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you on the next Angry Joe Show. Bye, guys.
Bye.